Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Sorry for the voice, I've got some weird mojo going on with the throat, but hey, how about the GTA news, huh? Both the Definitive Edition and San Andreas coming to VR. I know, but hey, better late than never. First, let's talk about that remastered trilogy. So obviously I've been looking forward to this for the longest time, ever since it was being leaked around February of this year. But the trailer is here now, and admittedly, it took a while to grow on me because the trailer just didn't do a good job at showing all the little minute differences. Well, it doesn't, because I had to rewatch it like a million times, look at the different screenshots and people breaking it down to actually notice the differences. But then once I saw them, I was like, yeah, there are differences. They're really noticeable with the establishing shots of like Vice City and Liberty City, and the transitions between the original and the new versions, especially in the shots with Claude driving in the rain, and the shot with CJ with the trees in the background. All the trees have been replaced with what it looks like GTA 5 trees, which is still good. And honestly, I was hoping for this more cartoony art style because that's how I see the original games. They were never really realistic, at least to me. I feel a lot of other people think that they were supposed to be realistic. But if you look at the box art and everything, they definitely are a lot more stylized, and you can just tell by the character models in the game themselves. And while I do really like the visuals and honestly the art direction for this, yes, this could have all been done for free with the mods that Rockstar and Take-Two went and took down, which is a big no-no. And the other thing that's really annoyed me is that they've deleted the original versions from any of the digital stores. Fortunately, yes, I do have the PS2 versions and I've got them all downloaded on Steam anyway. But for people who don't have them, like a lot of us do, it's going to be hard for them to track down the originals and play them. Although these original games are at that point now where they are older games that are harder to get a hold of, so emulation is almost fair game at this point for the original versions. The last thing I want to talk about before I mention what I'm hoping to see from this trilogy is the fact that the Confederate flag was removed from Phil Cassidy's shirt in Vice City. Now I'm hoping that it's just for the trailer, and it's just they can't air that on TV or something stupid like that, but that in the actual game it will have his normal shirt design, because removing it for any political reason is stupid because of just who the character is, how they act, and it's a stereotype of that sort of middle America redneck type character. And it annoys me that video game remasters or remakes suffer a lot from trying to cater to just this whole sort of being safe, and I don't want to use the term woke or anything, like it's just stupid. Like, this is a product of its time, and this character reflects, like even back then people didn't like the flag, and that's the reason why this character had it. You're not meant to like this character. But honestly, if it is removed from the final game, the reason it is removed is not because of trying to not offend anyone, but it's because it's going to be released on iPhone, and you can't have any app or video game with the Confederate flag released on the Apple App Store, which is stupid. Just stop censoring shit, for fuck's sake. And yeah, it's a money reason. Rockstar want to release it on iPhone, so they had to remove it. So best case scenario is that on the iOS version of the trilogy remastered, the flag's removed, but on everything else the flag stays on your shirt. Here's hoping. But enough of that, let's talk about what I want to see from this game, and hopefully, if we're really lucky and we all pray hard enough, the games will have these features in them, starting with the ability to swim in GTA 3 and especially in GTA Vice City. The fact especially that in Vice City the map is like 60% water, is ridiculous that you can't swim. And I know it was a limitation of the time, blah blah blah, but now there's no excuse to not have swimming in the game. So let us swim in both of the games. Second, they've already mentioned that they're fixing up all the controls to not be so early 2000s, back when people didn't really know how to make 3D games. They've said that the controls are going to be GTA 5 styled controls. We know that there is going to be a weapon and a radio wheel. In terms of physics and handling of vehicles and characters and stuff like that, I don't know if that's going to be similar or if it's like having the GX input mod on the original games, where yes, you're now pressing the left and right triggers to drive and reverse, but the cars still handle like GTA 3D Universe cars. So we'll see with that. There's a lot of just little quality of life improvements that I want to see, which they have sort of mentioned a few, like the updating. Well, you're actually going to have a navigating system in GTA 3 and Vice City and stuff like that. That is on par with the newer GTAs. And it looks like there's going to be seamless interiors, or at least you can see the interiors through windows, not just with enterable interiors, but they're doing the whole Spider-Man PS4 thing where you can see inside every building. So things like that. I hope they fix up the weather cycles. I hope they don't mess the music up too much. I know there's going to be cuts. I would love for Rockstar to just, you know, pay to have all the licensing back again. It's not like they couldn't. They are a billion-dollar company. So yeah, stuff like that we're just gonna have to wait and see. And the last few little things that I really want is flying vehicles in GTA 3, just better controls and being able to like climb with Claude and with Tommy, and just little things like that. Nothing too big, too crazy. And maybe on consoles even have the ability now to have your own music in the game like you can on PC.
But Mark, I believe you have some news for us as well.
Yeah, you know, I have to say, it's really impressive to see this lineup come together over the last few years, but there's one project that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, this is one of the all-time greats, and we've been working for years to bring it to Quest.
I'm excited to announce that the Rockstar Games classic, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, is in development for Quest 2.
And the last bit of news that came out, and the one that's got me really excited, is the fact that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is coming to the Oculus Quest 2. And the reason this has me excited is because I got the Quest 2 when it first came out, and I've been playing games like VR Chat and stuff ever since. And there's something about walking around. For example, Sonic Adventure I grew up playing, and Mario 64. And people have ported those hub worlds into VR Chat. And there's something about virtually walking around this world that you grew up playing in and seeing it on a one-to-one scale. Especially, yeah, Station Square and the Mystical Ruins from Sonic Adventure. When I saw those in VR for the first time, it for some reason just really struck a chord with me. But it wasn't until really recently where I was playing the new Resident Evil 4 VR port for the Quest, where I really realized what this headset could do. And halfway through playing it, I said to myself, GTA can work on a VR headset perfectly. And then they announced it, and then my mind was blown, and I didn't really know how to act, because not only that, but also the whole metaverse thing that they were talking about. I didn't even know if this will have missions in it, or if they're gonna do what LA Noire VR did, where it's parts of the game in VR, but I'm really just looking forward to being in San Andreas, being able to drive around Los Santos, walking on the beach, hanging out at Mad Dog's mansion, just driving around the countryside, just being in this virtual sandbox. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Being able to just walk into a burger shop and order a meal. And mechanically, it can all work. If you've played Resident Evil 4, you already know, or even like Super Hot, you already know that gunplay is great in VR, which is a given, but also things like, for example, flying a helicopter. That you can't really picture until you are doing it, and there are worlds in VR chat where people have done that. There's even GTA worlds where there are helicopters in them that you can fly around, and yes, because they're fan-made, they're not the greatest thing, but if that was fully fleshed out, it would just work. The other thing that comes with a VR port of a game is that now San Andreas will be in first person. And that begs the question, are they going to implement a first person mode into the Definitive Edition remasters, like they did for GTA 5 when that was ported to the next generation? But ultimately, yeah, this has me very, very excited, not just because it's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, my favorite game of all time, but now being ported into virtual reality where I can just experience it as if it was real. But that has me excited for the future of VR gaming. More so, I think it started with the Resident Evil 4 announcement. And here's hoping that we get an official VR port of Doom, any of them, and I know it's never gonna happen. Yes, the worlds are already in VR chat, but they're not official. But I would love to see Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines ported to the Quest 2. Not gonna happen, but a boy can dream. Well, that does it for this GTA news thing, where I just sort of gave my opinion on everything that's coming out. Yeah. Where's GTA 6, Rockstar, you